Hi guys, welcome to ShotAtMedia in English. It's my first edition here. ShotAtMedia is the platform where we discuss the hottest events in the world of sports. Today we're gonna talk about the Kazakhstan national futsal team, how they destroyed Portugal 2-1, and Kazakhstan now is going to the quarterfinal. How it was, how Kazakhstan came to this stage of the World Cup, we will discuss right now. Let's go. Kazakhstan national team goes to Uzbekistan to play their games at the World Cup in futsal. If you don't know much about geography, maybe in Central Asia you don't know, Kazakhstan is here, Uzbekistan is here, so it's not far really. That's why a lot of people went there, a lot of flags, a lot of support for Kazakh national team. And Kaka said already, Kaka is the head coach of the Kazakhstan national team, he said that, we feel like at home because a lot of people here are waving for us, cheering for us. And maybe it could be a decisive factor for the team and for their performance in the future. But let's go to see how Kazakhstan achieved the quarterfinal. Firstly, Kazakhstan faced Spain national team. And many experts said that it was a tough game, but the most interesting thing that Kazakhstan scored their first goal just after 5 seconds of the game. After 5 seconds, imagine. Oh my god. It was the fastest goal ever, not just for Kazakhstan, but for the final parts, for the final events of futsal World Cups in the history ever. But maybe, it was difficult for Kazakhstan then to save this advantage because, all the time they needed to defend this goal. Then Spain equalized. And I think happily for Kazakhstan, they finished a draw 1-1. And many people here in Kazakhstan were quite positive about this result. Then the second match day, Kazakhstan plays against Libya and Spain plays against New Zealand. So obviously all experts expected the wins of the favorites, and in the end we have these wins. Kazakhstan got 4-1 and Spain got 7-1. And in these terms it was quite interesting. On the last match day, who will be the first? Because the first or the second place in the group could change a lot because it influences much on your playoff grid. In one case, you can play on the first stage against Venezuela if you win the group. On the other side, it's Portugal, who is the former winner of the World Cup 2021. In such a way, before the last match day, it was a big competition between Kazakhstan and Spain. The main thing for Kazakhstan was to score at least 3 or 4 more goals than Spain. In this case, it could be that Kazakhstan will be on the first place in the group. And if you see the interviews of the head coach of the team of Kazakhstan, Kaka, you could believe that this team could score even 10 or, dozens of goals, really. In the end, Kazakhstan scored just 10 and Kaka apologized in front of the fans that, we could score more, we could be the first. Why? Because Spain scored 8 and it was enough for them to be on the first place. So in the group we got Spain on the first place and Kazakhstan on the second. In a few days we got the playoff grid and Kazakh team should meet Portugal in the first round, and at the same time Spain should play against Venezuela. So it seems that obvious, Spain has a good grid, they can beat Venezuela easily, but for Kazakhstan it's disaster. So what gonna happen next? And yesterday was the first game of the teams from this group. Spain met Venezuela. And maybe not the 5 seconds Venezuela needed to score the first goal, but a little more. And Venezuela scored the first and they lead the game. It was a big surprise for everybody, even for Venezuela players, I guess. Then Spain equalized. They had quite a big advantage, They controlled the ball, they got chances, but they couldn't score another goal. Imagine 81 seconds before the final whistle, It's a draw 1-1, and a very nice serve to the far post, whereas the Venezuelan player just somehow managed to make a good kick, and 2-1. Venezuela is getting crazy, but still it's almost 1.5 minutes to play. And Spain trying to push themselves, but they didn't score in the end, and Venezuela, for the first time in their history, are qualifying for the quarterfinal. And the 2 times world champion just leaving the tournament right now in the first stage of playoffs. That's amazing. This is a football, this is a sport. I couldn't believe when I saw the result. And today Kazakhstan had a very important game for them, because the last World Cup, they lost against Portugal in the penalty shootout in the semi-final. Then they lost against Brazil. So it was a really good championship for Kazakhstan in 2021, but in the end just 4th place, and still the best result in the history. And of course the coach and a lot of players, they were really motivated to beat Portugal this time, because last 16 round is not the place where Kazakhstan wanted to be beaten and to leave the tournament, especially when the tournament hosted by the neighbor almost. So they play almost like in Kazakhstan, like at home. That was very important for Kaka, and this mentality of winner, this emotion, this intention, you can see even just watching the interviews of the players and the coach before the game. And Kazakhstan in the end scored the first, and they conceded the goal. And Portugal, again, it's almost the same scenario. They controlled the ball, they had this possession, but in the end it didn't work, and Kazakhstan, they did amazing goal almost 15 seconds before the final whistle. 15 seconds. And Portugal has really few time to change the situation. And they even scored after the final whistle. Then they invited referee to check if the final whistle was at the right moment or not. But Kazakhstan won in the end. Kaka is happy, all the country is happy. Now I am in Almaty, and it's shaking here, not because of the earthquake, which you can experience sometimes here, but because of the people who celebrate now this big win for Kazakhstan. And I'm quite sure that they have really good perspectives to go even further. Maybe semi-final, maybe the final, let's see. There are nothing to fear if you already have beaten the champion. And that's what Kazakhstan made today. Thank you for watching. Give a like to this video, subscribe my channel. I will give you more insights about international sports, and especially to such specific teams which we don't know much, which we don't talk much about. I hope you like. Have a nice day. Bye bye. And I drink for you guys.
Şunun Altay'dan da geri gitti. Bana kız oynamay.